today's video on communication in the hospitality and tourism industry. In this video, we are going to be going over what communication is and the importance that communication has within the hospitality and tourism industry. So to begin this video off, we're just going to be starting off by defining communication. So what is communication? So the definition of communication is the imparting or exchanging of news or information. So this can also be defined as the means of sending or receiving information, such as phone lines or computers. So now we're going to start going into the importance of communication. So communication is very important in the hospitality and tourism industry because it really comes into play basically all the time. So now we're just going to be talking about the importance of communication between a staff member and a customer. So the communication between a staff member and a customer is very important, and it comes into play all the time. So some of the times that it comes into play is when the customer asks a question. So if a customer has a question about the hotel room that they're staying in or the food place that they're eating at, the staff member should effectively communicate with the customer to answer their question and to solve any doubt that they have. Also, when you welcome a customer, and this goes to any of the sectors in the hospitality and tourism industry, so if you're welcoming a guest to a restaurant or a hotel or a airline company, a staff member should be able to communicate their well wishes to the customer effectively. And then next if the customer has a problem. So if there's something wrong with the food that the customer is eating, then the staff member should be able to solve their problem effectively. Or if there's something wrong with the hotel room that a customer is staying at, then the staff member should be able to solve their problems effectively. Also, when you're checking someone out, and this goes especially into hotel rooms, or the hotel and lodging industry. So whether it's hotel rooms, motel rooms, bed and breakfast rooms, really anywhere where you stay overnight, you're either checking someone in and out of a room. So this comes into play. So you have to really communicate your thoughts with them. So if they want to stay an extra day, you should be able to communicate clearly with them whether that is an option or that is not an option. So communication is really important because it just gets your point across with their experience. So moving on, we're going to be talking about the importance of communication with coworkers in the hospitality and tourism industry. So the main three reasons when communication comes into play with in the hospitality and tourism industry is one, if you as a staff member are busy with something on a day that you have to work, you should be able to communicate clearly with your coworkers, telling them that you aren't able to come into work. And if you need someone to cover your shift for you, you should tell the coworkers that you really need someone to cover their shift, your shift for them. So then someone will still be able to work the day you are not able to come in. Another thing is if you are having a really busy day at the hotel or at a restaurant or anywhere else, you should be able to communicate clearly with your coworkers in order for you guys to help each other during those busy times. So if one coworker is not doing anything and another coworker is super busy, then that one coworker who isn't doing anything should have been communicated to clearly in order to understand that coworker should be able to help in order to get the business running smoothly. And then lastly is just a general thing. So you should just be in good standings with your coworkers and just have a great relationship with them and communicate with each other whenever there's problems between you two or just when there's problems in the workplace. And just having a good relationship with your coworkers through communication improves the overall experience of the workplace. Lastly, we're going to be talking about communication with upper staff in the hospitality and tourism industry. So communication with upper staff is probably one of the most important roles of communication in the hospitality and tourism industry, and it really comes into play when you want a raise from your staff. So if you feel like the job that you are doing deserves more money than you are actually getting paid, then the staff member should be able to effectively communicate with upper staff to tell the upper staff people on why they deserve a raise and the reasons that they should get a raise for it and how much of a raise that they want. Next, if you have a problem, so if you have either a problem with the days you work, the people you work with, the job you're doing, it is really important to communicate that with the upper staff because they might have a way to solve those problems that you are having and to make the workplace better. And also, if something is wrong in the workplace, so if something is wrong in the workplace, then the upper staff should always know because that is their workplace that they are managing, so they just want everyone to be safe and have the business running smoothly. So the best way to do this is by having the upper staff know everything that's going on, any problems that are going on, or any conflicts that you guys might be facing. So that is it for our video on communication in the hospitality and tourism industry. We hope you learned something new about communication and the importance of communication in the workplace.